This Chopin waltz, like so many of his waltzes, involves a lot of left-hand leaps. There are other pieces obviously with much bigger and more complex leaps, but I'm using this as an example today. Somebody asked me the question on social media, can you help me with how to be really confident with left-hand leaps? So I'm hoping I'll do that in this tutorial. I've got 5 tips for you to cope with left-hand leaps and see how you get on with these. So, tip number 1 is to look ahead. When I'm playing this note, I don't want to focus on that note because otherwise I'm going to get, and it all sounds very hesitant and there's no sense of the pulse because I'm always thinking about the note I'm playing and not preparing for the next one. Always think about the next chord, know where you're going. I'm landing there, I'm going back to there. I'm always looking ahead, thinking of the next thing so I can move as fluently to that next part as possible. That's tip number 1. Tip 2 is slow practice. Slow practice is so important, and especially with things like this. Until you can play these left-hand leaps at a really slow tempo, there's no point in trying to play it faster. And it takes patience to do slow practice. However, it results in improvement much, much quicker. If you get it right slowly, you'll be able to gradually speed it up and get it really secure. So look ahead and do the slow practice on it. Tip number 3 is to isolate a leap. If you find a particular leap is causing you a problem, then isolate it. Say the first one here caused me a problem. Instead of playing the whole section, just take that one leap. And just practice that till it feels comfortable. Then start to put it into context. And just bear in mind, sometimes the problem isn't always the upward leap, it's maybe the downward leap. So maybe getting from, I don't know, to get to the beginning of the next bar or something. So again, you know, if it's a downward leap, if a particular leap is causing a problem, isolate that and just focus on the movement needed for that one leap. So, look ahead, slow practice, isolate the leap. Tip number 4, very important one, stay relaxed. When music gets difficult, there's often the tendency to tense up. And you see pianists when they're practicing these things, the shoulders come up, or sometimes the calves tense, and I notice pianists playing really on tiptoes. All those things are only going to cause problems and make it more difficult. And of course, a piece like this waltz, which is a fairly long piece and lots of this left-hand movement, if there's any tension there, unnecessary tension, your arm's going to really start to ache. So just practice that movement slowly and just let it be really relaxed. Think about your hand bouncing off the bass note and landing on the chord. Don't allow it to land with a thump. That's not the character we're after. We want the second and third beats to be a bit lighter than the bass note, so just land gently. Keeping it nice and relaxed all the way through. Think about your hand shape as well. I sometimes find pianists playing with the thumb almost sort of pointed vertically into the keys. And if you do that, I mean, that feels tense to me, and I'm only going to push the keys, which is not going to work. Thumb wants to be more or less level with the keys. And just a slight kind of bounce. You can see my wrist it's not rigid, but there's that slight bounce there. So, look ahead, slow practice. Isolate the leap, staying relaxed. Tip number 4, eventually test it by trying it with the eyes closed. So this is only to be done when you feel you've got it really, really secure. If you do it too early in the process, if you've got that leap and then you think, well, try it with my eyes closed, that will probably happen. But when you've got that distance in, and you feel it's in the muscle memory, then try it without looking. And that is a check that it's in the muscle memory. I've learnt distance. I don't need to be gluing my eyes at the keys, fixing my eyes on the keys to be able to ensure I land in the right place. So there's my 5 tips today for left hand leads. Look ahead in the music and prepare. Do the slow practice, isolate a leap, stay relaxed, and think about testing it by playing with your eyes closed. Now, I've got a little bit of good news for you, because of course, you can use all these same techniques in the right hand as well. So if you've got a tricky leap in the right hand, all these same practice techniques I've just pointed out can be applied to that as well. So let me know how you get on with trying out all those different techniques. Maybe you've got some other techniques you use for left-hand leads. I'd love to hear about those too. If you want some more piano practice techniques, I have got a free guide on the 7 keys to smarter practicing, and you can access that by joining my practice letter mailing list, which again will give you weekly free tips. I've also going to be doing a free online piano practice clinic later in August, an opportunity for you to join me and ask me any questions you want. And then I've also got my effective piano practice course if you want more details on how to get the most from your piano practice. So I'll put a link to all those resources in the description of this video for you to check out. And finally, I'd love to hear from you. What is the one biggest challenge you're facing in your piano playing at the moment? Let me know, because I'm always keen to hear from you and get ideas for what you would find helpful in future tutorials like this. So thank you for watching. Let me know how you get on, and see you for the next tutorial soon.